Hello everyone, Emily here. I'm ready to start our textured blanket. I brought some colors out, two different colors, green and a yellow, and I'm going to start with the yellow, but if I run out of yarn, I'm just going to add one of these greens to it. So let's go ahead and get started. I am going to use this yellow first, and we need to end this maroon. Just going to take out that last stitch. I'm going to start my stitch, pull my yarn through. Now I'm going to add my new color, the yellow. I'm going to pull it through. And I'm going to chain one. I do want to tie this in a knot like I did the last change of color. So I'm going to cut it, I'm going to tie it in a knot and pull it up through that first loop. And pull it nice and tight. You want to be able to see that knot. Turn my work, and I am going to go in through both loops, and I'm going to go in that very first stitch that I pulled those tails up through. And I'm just going to bury them as I go. So we're going to do one single crochet through both loops all the way down. This is going to be our base row for our bean stitch. So when we get to the end, we're going to chain one and turn. Now we're going to go into that very next stitch and we're going to do a single crochet. Now we're going to start our bean stitch. So we're going to skip the next stitch, going to go into the one next to it, and we're going to pull our yarn through, yarn over, pull our yarn through and pull it up, yarn over, put it through, pull it up. You want to make sure that they're pretty loose, and then you have 6 on your hook, and grab your yarn, bring it through, and chain one. Your chain one finishes it off and holds it in its spot. So let's do another one. It's really important that after you do a stitch and you go into the next, skip one, go into the next one, that you put your hook in and pull the yarn up. Yarn over, go in and pull your yarn up, yarn over, put your yarn in, pull it up. You have 6 on there, pull your yarn through and chain one. And that is the whole stitch. We're going to do that all the way across. Pull one. Oops, use both loops, go through both loops. Yarn up, yarn over, bring it up, yarn over, bring it up, pull your yarn through and chain one. Skip one, go into the next one, pull one up, yarn over, bring it through, yarn over, pull it through, grab your yarn, pull it all the way through and chain one. It's very, very pretty. So you're going to skip this next stitch, go in, pull your yarn up, yarn over your hook, pull it through and pull it up, yarn over, pull it, yarn up, pull yarn through all of it and chain one. Skip the next stitch, pull up, yarn over once, yarn over twice, take it all the way through, and close it off. So that's kind of how I say it in my head when I'm doing it. Pull up, there's 1, 2, take it through, chain 1. And that's really important when you go into the stitch again to start your stitch, that you pull it through like before you start doing your yarn overs, because if you don't, you're really going to see it and you're going to have to pull it all out. You can't cover that up. So you really want to make sure that you do that. So this is the repeat row, and you're going to do it all the way across. And you'll get used to pulling the yarn up. This might be, take you a little bit to do the first few times, but once you catch on, it gets a lot easier. So I'm almost to the end. I'm going to do a single crochet and another single crochet. So I did 2 there at the end, and I'm going to chain 1 and turn. So then now I'll just do 1 single crochet in that first stitch. Now see right there, that little opening? You're going to go right in there and pull your yarn up, yarn over, pull it through, yarn over, pull it through, take your yarn all the way through all of them, and chain 1. And you can find that little opening, and that's going to be a repeat all the way down. And when you come back, you're just going to keep looking for that opening. And I am going to do 15 rows. I run out of the yellow. I'm just going to add that green. You could use variegated yarn at this point. It looks really pretty in this stitch. As you can see, they kind of look like they're leaning a little bit one way or the other. It's a really pretty stitch. And I think it's pretty good for beginners too. I think the hardest part is when you yarn over and pull it through, but the more you do it, the more you'll get used to it. Well, I hope you like this stitch. It's going to give the blanket some nice texture. Decided to call this our texture blanket. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you. Bye.